This transmission oil change video was done almost 5000 kilometers back when my Grand Vitara Smart Hybrid Alpha was at about 25,000 kilometers on the odometer, and this is applicable for most Maruti Suzuki vehicles with K15C engine with a 5-speed manual gearbox like the Grand Vitara, Victoris, XL6, Ertiga, Brezza, or the Toyota equivalent like the Hyryder. Now, even if you go by the owner's manual, then Maruti Suzuki has specified the oil replacement kilometer and duration for the engine oil replacement, but things are not clear for the transmission oil, especially for the manual transmission. They ask us to inspect the level at around 40,000 kilometers, but with our driving conditions, especially with crawling city speeds, and if you frequently do hill drives like me, then I take this seriously as a preventive maintenance. The Suzuki Nexa service guy was in agreement to my opinion, and he said if customers ask, then we do it at around 50,000 kilometers major service, or it is usually replaced during the clutch overhaul, which is subjective to how the vehicle is used. And I got the general data from him that in cities like Navi Mumbai and Pune, the clutch overhaul generally happens in the range of 40,000 to 80,000 kilometers. Of course, I know there are a lot of enthusiasts on the channel who don't abuse their clutch and get a much longer service life out of their transmission. So personally, for my kind of use, I follow a sub 30,000 transmission oil change interval for my car with manual transmission. Now this is a fairly easy job where you get the vehicle up on the lift or on jack stands on a leveled surface, and it is preferred that you do this on a warmed up engine and transmission to get the oil in a easy flow state for drain. Now the front end of the underbody in Grand Vitara is partially covered with a decently strong plastic panel, and it is advisable to take it off by removing the 3 screws on each side and the 10mm bolts at the back. This gives a clear working space underneath the vehicle with a good access to the transmission. The transmission oil drain bolt can be easily located underneath, but before you drain the oil away, go ahead and remove or at least loose up the filling bolt first. Because if you drain all the oil out and then fail to open the filling inlet, be ready to plan your stay at the same workshop. You will need a 10mm square drive bit for this job, and I'm not a fan of using power tools for jobs like this. In the past, I have carried these jobs by myself, but this time I had to take over the camera and deal with the stubborn technician at the workshop, hence you will see the use of power tool. You can see here the old gear oil draining out, and over time gear oils can get a bit dark, but it should not become pitch black like it comes out in engine oil, as transmission oils don't directly face the heat of combustion, but they do go through a lot of shear stress and frictional heat. So essentially the oil breakdowns and start losing its property to lubricate and protect the gearbox. So even a decent looking transmission oil that is drained can compromise on the performance. In this video description, you will find a few interesting lab test videos done on this channel that discuss on engine oil versus gear oil and different type of gear oils. I try to leave the transmission drain bolt open for about at least 20 minutes to maximize the oil drain. In the meantime, I get the filling and drain bolt cleaned up, where the transmission drain bolts are usually magnetic, and it is common to find some fine metal shavings on them. Get the drain bolt back in place. I didn't allow to completely tighten it up with the power tool, as I later torque screwed it to the recommended 21 Nm torque. Now for the satisfying part, the new transmission oil has to be filled. Depending upon the oil pack, you might need a funnel with a flexible tail, or you might get a bottle with a sprout like I got with the Liquimoly MTF 5100 75W gear oil. You need to completely extend the sprout to seal it, but due to space restriction, we could only partially extend the sprout that caused minor dripping while filling. Still, I feel this is the best technique to fill without any external contamination. Just make sure you are patient with the filling, as pressing or quick filling by choking the bottle to death can introduce air cavity in the sump, which can give inaccurate oil level. As we speak about oil level, most transmission cases don't come with a level check dipstick or a level side glass window. So you have to follow the fill to spill method, where Suzuki recommends about 2.6 liters of transmission fluid, and in my case, the GV took about a little more than 2.6 liters before it started to overflow from the inlet. Post oil level check, the inlet bolt was partially screwed in by the power tool, and then I torque screwed it to the recommended 21 Newton meters. If you're not sure about the transmission oil capacity of your vehicle, then before fitting the underbody panel, you can do a short drive and then check the level again when the vehicle is stationary for about 30 minutes post drive. Also, Maruti Suzuki recommends 75W single grade gear oil for the GV, while Suzuki Service had the 75W 80 grade gear oil, which I think is more apt for our driving situations, but gearboxes are usually way more sensitive to grade change when compared to engines, so I stuck to the 75W grade oil that I purchased from Liquimoly. I've done almost 5000 kilometers with this oil. Let me know if you are interested in a review or lab test video on this. So that's it for this video, and I hope you guys have liked it.